with him and with all of his followers so he could establish his rulership in Israel. Now, there were times through the years, some 10 or 11 of them, that David could have killed Saul. But even in those moments when he had the opportunity to do so, he refused to, because he refused to touch the Lord's anointed. In fact, he said, the Lord will not hold you guiltless if you touch the Lord's anointed. Now, all through the land of Israel, there is a song that is being played on their XM radio. And it's become the most popular. Saul has slain his thousands, but David his tens of thousands. This drove Saul to anger. And he made up his mind he was not going to rest until he killed David. For some reason, maybe out of frustration, maybe out of fatigue, David gets tired of running. And he and his men and their families make the decision. They're going to leave the land of covenant. They're going to leave the land of promise. They're going to leave the land of Israel and seek political asylum under King Achish and the Philistines. How odd is this? When David comes to Gath to meet King Achish. Now, those of you in spiritual graduate school recognize that name, Gath. That was the home of Goliath, the man, the giant that David had slain. And with the sword of Goliath on his side, he now stands before Achish, asking him for political asylum. Well, Achish also has an accent radio. He also has been hearing the song, Saul has slain his thousands, but David his tens of thousands, recognizing the incredible gifting in David's life. Achish said, absolutely, we will be more than happy to welcome you into the land of the Philistines. And he assigned David and his men to live in the city of Ziklag. For 16 months, Ziklag would be their home. They moved into the city of Ziklag. They began to set up their homes and their houses. They began to live. And with David secure now in Ziklag, pledging his allegiance to King Achish and the Philistines, suddenly Achish says, this is the perfect time to go to war against Israel and against Saul. He advanced his armies out as far as Aphek. Saul, in retaliation, brought his armies as close as the valley of Jezreel. And Achish requests that David and his men join them in the battle. David makes yet another decision. He and his men leave their homes, leave their families, leave the city of Ziklag to join in a battle with Achish against Saul and the land of Israel. Well, when David and his men came to the place where the king Achish was thrilled to have them join, but the lords of the Philistines said, we don't trust David. It's all a setup. As sure as we get in a battle against Saul, David and his men from behind will turn on us and fight with Israel against us and defeat us. We don't trust it. Send him home. Finally, Achish reluctantly sent David and his men back home to the land and to the city of Ziklag. And as David and his men are now on their way back to Ziklag, all of a sudden, they begin to smell something that smells like smoke. The closer they came to the city of Ziklag, they could now see columns of smoke rising up, thinking, oh no, it can't be. Their walk turned into a trot. Their trot turned into a gallop. Their gallop turned into a breathless pursuit. And when they arrived back into the city of Ziklag, the worst nightmare they could ever dream had become a reality. While they were away from their home, while they were away from their family, while they were away from their possessions, while they were engaged in a battle that probably they had no business being in the first place, a real enemy, the Amalekites, had made a raid on the city of Ziklag.